Tri-Cities and Ridge Meadows Investors Group Walk for Alzheimer's. I'm your host, Terry O'Neill, and we are so proud today to be one of 23 locations walking together in British Columbia. Moreover, we are joined by many other Alzheimer's societies across the country in a nationwide movement to raise funds for awareness and to combat Alzheimer's and other dementias. We walk to remember people who have passed away and to honor the estimated 70,000 people in British Columbia, including my 90-year-old father, who are living with Alzheimer's disease or other forms of dementia, while we're also fundraising for support services, education programs, and the all-important research for a cure. You know, in his Booker Prize-winning 2005 book, The Sea, novelist John Banville examined the nature of memory. One line from that book is especially significant to us today. He wrote, "The past beats inside me like a second heart." The past beats inside me like a second heart. Memories are such a vital, integral part of our life. Today we create new memories by taking part in this walk. Many of us do so in the memory of someone we love. And by so doing, we support the effort to fight Alzheimer's and dementia so that one day we may prevent the loss of those memories, of the memories of those facing what otherwise would be a most terrible affliction. Now, each Investors Group Walk for Alzheimer's in BC is held in honor of an individual or group whose life has been affected by dementia or who has invaluably contributed to the lives of those living with the disease. In the Tri-Cities Ridge Meadows, our honorees are Brent and Sally Hogue. You'll hear more about the Hogue shortly. We're getting some applause for them now. At this time, I'd like to thank everyone who made today possible. We'll start, of course, with our title sponsor, the Investors Group, for its long-standing and generous support. I'd also like to specifically send a warm greeting to Brent Bowen, Regional Director at Investors Group. Investors Group is instrumental to the success of the event today, and we're thrilled Brent and his team are behind us and leading us today. Also, associated with this group are Lee Siegel, the Marketing Communications, Heather Cowie, Provincial Coordinator for Dementia-Friendly Communities, and Stacey Ashton, Provincial Coordinator of Volunteer Resources. Additional thanks go to our provincial sponsors, Cowell Auto Group, Retirement Concepts, Summerland Health Auxiliary, CHMBAM 1320, CKNW, Fairchild Media, Global BC, Immediate Images, LS TV Times, the Vancouver Sun, and the Fairmont Chateau Whistler. Let's have a round of applause for those provincial sponsors. Thank you, I'm sure they appreciate that. We're also received a lot of support and encouragement from the Seniors Professional Services, Tri-Cities Senior Planning Network, Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce, the Tri-City News, and right here today, Tri-City Community Television. Thanks for coming out. It is now my pleasure to invite to the stage the Honourable Selina Robinson, MLA for Coquitlam-Millardville and Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing. Selina.
Thank you, and it's really an honor to be here and to have the opportunity to gather on the unceded territory of the Coast Salish people. I think it's really important for us all to pause just for a moment. It would be great to just pause and reflect for a moment on those that we know, that we love, that people who are important to us, and those who live with Alzheimer's disease. What it's like for them. What it's like for those who love them. And to hang on to that reflection as we take the walk. Because what we're doing here is important work. Making sure that those people who are living with Alzheimer's and their family members and their friends who are witness to the disease have the support of a community. And so I want to thank you on behalf of the Government of British Columbia, on behalf of John Horgan, the Premier, for all the work that you do to make sure that those families have the support that they need, the supportive community. Have a wonderful walk, everyone.
Thank you, Minister Robinson. And now for an official greeting from the host community today, Mayor Mike Clay of Port Moody. Clap for him too.
Clap louder. There we go. Thanks, Terry. Thank you, everybody. And Selena, thank you for those words, which are so fitting for today and for where we are. I want to thank the Alzheimer Society of BC. I want to thank the Investors Group in particular, and for everybody wearing a blue shirt here today, all the volunteers for putting these events on. We know that we can't do it with all the great volunteers, and this is one of those days. It's a beautiful day, and as Selena said, we're going to go for a lovely walk down to Rocky Point, and down to Old Orchard. Good, we're going the other way because we went to Rocky Point this morning. We're going to go out to Old Orchard, and you're going to probably get lost in some thoughts when you're on the trail, and you're going to be out there thinking about your loved ones, and especially if you have a loved one who's fighting this terrible disease. And that's, I think, when it's going to drive home to you that losing your memories is probably one of the worst things that can happen to you, because those are so important to us. So let's make sure that we're supporting these groups all the time, that the Alzheimer's Society, that we're year-round, that we're after this. This is a very worthwhile investment. We thank you for coming out today and giving your hard-earned dollars to this cause, because there's successes going on as well, and we're helping people. And for those of you that as Terry says, there's research, but there's also the support going on in the community. So thank you again to all the people involved in that. And Brent, thank you for all that you've done this year with the group. And welcome to Port Moody. If you're visiting, it's like this every day in Port Moody. And if you're here from Pitt Meadows and you don't believe that, you can come back and you'll see. So have a great walk, as Luna said, everybody, and really enjoy the day.
Thank you, Mike. At this time, I'd like to call to the microphone two people who are so important to this event today. Brent Bowen of the Investors Group and Dorothy LeClaire of the Alzheimer's Society of British Columbia. Come on up.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I also want to thank all of you for coming out today. I'm going to be brief. I have a very exciting announcement, some great news. Last week, Jeff Carney, our president and CEO, announced that Investors Group has extended our partnership with the Alzheimer's Society. It's a multi-year commitment, and we're thrilled to partner with them for many years to come. So I think that's exciting news. As Richard said, or as Terry said earlier, there are 23 walks like this happening across BC today. And over the past 11 years, as we've partnered with the Alzheimer's Society of BC, these walks over the years have raised now over $7 million, which I think is incredible. And the second part of the announcement is that not only have we extended our partnership for the years to come, but we've also grown the walk. We are going to extend that partnership nationally. So next year, there'll be walks, over 300 walks like this across Canada, and we couldn't be happier to partner with such an incredible people at the Alzheimer's Society of BC. So again, thank you all for coming out and making this happen. And I'd like to introduce now Dorothy LeClaire.
Welcome to the Investors Group Walk for Alzheimer's Make Memories Happen 2018. Today we join thousands of British Columbians in 23 communities at Canada's biggest fundraiser for dementia. We're all here because we want to reduce stigma, raise funds for support, education, and research. When we walk, we make memories matter. We honor people who have passed, and we acknowledge the work that must be done to ensure help and hope for the estimated 70,000 British Columbians who are currently living with the disease. I want to especially thank Investors Group's Brent Bowen, who chaired the 2018 Tri-Cities Maple Ridge Walk, and his entire team of volunteers, whose hard work and commitment to supporting the Alzheimer's Society of British Columbia has made this walk a success. I love it when I can't see the whole crowd because there's just so many of you. And a huge nod of appreciation to Mother Nature for making such a perfect day for us to walk today. I also want to thank Terry O'Neill. He has been emceeing the Tri-City Walk for the whole time it's been here, for 9 years. We've had this walk for about 9 years, so it's always good to see Terry and the enthusiasm that he brings to the walk. Each walk in British Columbia is dedicated to an honoree, a person or a group who have invaluably contributed to the lives of people affected by this disease. This walk is dedicated to Sally Hogue and her husband Brent. Sally and Brent were referred to First Link, our outreach program that provides information, education, and support for families who've been diagnosed with memory loss or dementia. The first contact that we make is made by an outreach telephone call. I clearly remember that first call. Sally and Brent were driving. Sally answered and Brent pulled over and stopped. It was their conversation, and it was clear from our very first connection that Sally and Brent were on this journey together. For those of you who live in the Tri-Cities, I hope you got to see Wednesday's paper and the absolutely perfect headline, "Couple is taking a stand for happiness." One of the things we like to emphasize at the Alzheimer's Society is the things that dementia does not change, and happiness falls in that category. I sent Brent and Sally our First Link bulletin, which is a schedule of all of our workshops and activities, and soon Brent was attending the Care Partner education. And then Sally and Brent together signed up for Shaping the Journey, which is our 5-week workshop series, and it's for the person living with dementia as well as their care partner. It's an honor and a pleasure to introduce Sally and Brent will be speaking for the family.
Very much, Dorothy. Indeed, a difficult day, full of emotions for us and for many of you. Dorothy, Leclerc, and her intellect, knowledge, sense of humor, compassion, and tireless caring efforts to help so many of us is a shining example of why it's important that you need to contact Alzheimer's BC, use the First Link, and participate in many helpful courses and discussions. It can be a lifesaver and a life changer. So please do that. Pick up the phone. I know it's difficult for some people, but pick up the phone, put implicit trust in them, blind faith, and then they'll live up to who they are and help you immensely. I'd also like to tell you that Sally stepped up and has volunteered and been involved for the last year in a research program at the Center for Brain Health Research at the University of British Columbia. They're world-class leaders in relation to Alzheimer's disease. Anyone who wants to know what research is going on can call the clinic and speak to a research coordinator. The clinic also has a website with information for patients and research. The annual forum concerning research and progress involving Alzheimer's is open to the public and will be held this year on May 26th, which is a Saturday. It's in the morning. The overall message from the head coordinator for UBC Brain Health, and I spoke with her just a couple of days, we meet every several weeks, is that Alzheimer's research is accessible. And UBC Brain Health are interested in hearing from anyone who wants to participate. There are clinical trials opening up in the fall. You may have read our story online, you may have seen the newspaper. One thing that has happened to me over the last year that you wouldn't know about is that out of necessity, I've become an advocate for Sally, an advocate for Alzheimer's disease. Everything from healthcare professionals who are not necessarily specialists with Alzheimer's, and it's not in their wheelhouse. And I have had to help them learn more about it. We've run into some stigma, some discrimination, and You know, all I can say is that in terms of today's walk, I would like to take the liberty and the initiative of declaring it a stigma-free and a discrimination-free walk. So I could go on about being an advocate, but it's very important. Alzheimer's BC will help you become that advocate, people like Dorothy. So enjoy the walk today and remember to find something positive every day in your life that makes you happy. And remember, you don't have to remember everything to be happy in this life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brent. Very good. Now, we are just seconds away from the official ribbon cutting, but I've just been informed that we have another announcement to make very quickly. You know, last year, we raised $18,000 for this walk, and this year we set a goal of $25,000, and I believe that we have a figure for already online, not counting today's donations, we have hit $25,000. Congratulations, thank you very much. That is so good. Okay, well done everyone.
Well, you keep playing where you shouldn't be playing. You keep thinking that you'll never get burned. I just found me a brand new box of matches, and but you knows you ain't had time to learn. These boots are made for walking, that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you.